have Edwin Vendesar in the building. How you doing, Edwin?
Thank you very much. I'm really good. Thank you. And nice to be on the show. Absolutely.
Listen, we're super happy to have you. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And, I want to start this off. Obviously, I'm a little biased. I'm a Barca fan. And being a Barca fan, one of the footballing legends that's influenced us so much over the years is the great Johan Cruyff. And you being, such a legend in, for Dutch football, I feel like there's a whole generation right now that's going to grow up and might not know the significance of how important Cruyff was, especially, to Dutch football as he was, to Barcelona as a club. Can you speak to, for yourself, how important was he, to you and overall to the people of Netherlands?
Yeah, I think that's special about the people of my age and everything, and the older generation. The early days at Ajax, winning the Champions League, 71, 72, 73, moving to Barcelona, playing the World Cup, 74, in the final, losing it, of course, against Germany, but the technique, the way the Dutch team played, the influence that Johan had on the team, on the tactics, that was something that he also progressed in his later stages of his football career, even when he played in America for a while. He came back to Ajax, made them champion, and also, of course, his coaching career, starting at Ajax, winning European trophies, league titles, moving to Barcelona, winning the Champions League. So for us Dutch and for a lot of people in the whole world, he's been a great character, been a great player, huge influence on the world of football. But of course, the time stops for nobody, and it's great that there are new heroes popping up. The younger generation, they have the Messis, they have the Ronaldo, they come now with the Mbappe. So that's football, and of course you must not forget, let's say, the heroes or the people who contributed to the game, the height of the game at the moment, and that's Johan Cruyff for sure.
Edwin, I wanted to ask about maybe your favorite memory. You have such a decorated career, Champions League, EPL, you've scored a goal as a goalkeeper, one of the few to do it. But what's maybe something the public doesn't know that's understated or doesn't get the spotlight as those championships do, but that's really special to you from your playing days?
No, yeah, I think whatever he played, so many games, he won so many titles, so that's is something that you take with you. But somehow, if you're really top level, you also think about the games that you lost, the finals that you lost, the Champions League finals that you lost on a penalty shootout. For myself, also not having played in a final in the European Cup with national team, the World Cup, losing in the semi-final. So those things are still for myself, and yeah, I wouldn't say a big miss, but it's something that I'm not sleeping and not losing any sleep on about it. But it's something that that you feel that your career is not fully to the highest level.
I hear those words and it doesn't make sense when they come out of your mouth because you have done everything and you've really epitomized what it takes to be at top level in professional football. Yeah. So I want to go back through memory lane because you are aging like a fine wine. So let's relive maybe what was the one game that you would love to relive right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that we lost a semi-final in '98 against Brazil in the World Cup in France. The year after, 2 years later, we played the semi-final of the Euros in Holland. The stadium was completely packed with orange people all over. The vibe in the country was incredible. And then we played against Italy. After 30 minutes, they played with 10 men because of a red card. We missed 2 penalties in the game. Extra time, lost on penalties. So playing a major final in your own country, in your own city, in your own stadium. So that was for myself, the game that I would relive, and hopefully a different ending, of course.
No, absolutely. And as we relive through some of those moments, I feel like when we think about the goalkeeping position throughout history, it's always been associated with, really high pressure moments. And so just reliving your career right now for a little bit, what's been a moment or like maybe even before a game where you've, you know, thought about the next day and maybe you can't really sleep because there's this forward or that winger that has to, shoot at your net the very next day? Like, what's been the highest pressure that you felt, throughout your career, maybe for a specific competition or against a specific player?
Yeah, I think in general you have stages in your career. When as a young player you get a chance, you come into the team, you're only busy with yourself, try to perform. You're nervous. You not know what the situation is going to bring. The pressure of being in a big stadium, being on television, and along you of course you make your mistakes when you're young, even when you're 34, even when you're 40. You keep making mistakes, but you know much better how to deal with it. And of course the type of players you're playing against, different opposition, and that was a nice thing of European football. It is a nice thing of European football because winning the league in your own country is amazing. To
Yeah.
win it in England in the Premier League, fantastic. But those games you play in different stadiums, in San Siro, in Bernabeu, in Turkey, in Greece, where the atmosphere, the flares, the sound, those memories are amazing and stay with you all your life. Um, and yeah, those let's say amazing players where you played with, of course, but also played against, um, and those players have been in my era, made football tick.
I love hearing that. What's the best stadium that you've ever played at? Where you go, it could be home or away, where you're like, wow, I wasn't expecting those fans.
Yeah, what I mentioned, like the games in Greece, in Athens or Thessaloniki, or in Turkey, Istanbul, those fans are really fanatic. I know, and in the UK, the Premier League, it's an incredible competition, and the fans are amazing. You stay behind the team, but the fanatism in those kind of countries, that's something different.
Edwin, a big part of the conversation now about goalkeeping is how that position has changed so much. And obviously, you were a huge part of the evolution of what we look at as a goalkeeper and having to play out your shot stopping ability. I mean, your clean sheets that you had, but now it's almost like a goalkeeper has to be a sweeper. They're another field player in a way. What do you think of that evolution of the position?
Yeah, I think I was one of the starting points in it. I think in 93, 92, 93, the back pass rule came out of that was not allowed anymore. So then goalkeepers had to, whatever, use their feet to play out. And I know with Louis van Gaal and Frans Hoek, my goalkeeping coach at Ajax, we started working straight away with the team, with the defenders, and that helped us to establish ourselves as, say, European contenders. And we changed, I think with Ajax, we changed football a little bit in the mid 90s. And if you see now the level of goalkeepers, what they can do with the left foot, with the right foot, you don't see any difference. And sometimes I think even the goalkeepers, besides maybe Messi or whatever, they have an amazing pass, the control they have, the technique they are yeah showing every game, and the depth they are looking for. So not only the short passes, but also because nowadays the high pressure from a lot of teams into the 18-yard box. So something you have to play along, and those guys have an amazing, like Allison and Ederson by City and Liverpool, uh, goalkeepers in Spain. It's incredible to see the quality and the level of their passing.
This segues into the next question because we always love having a little bit of fun on the show. We like putting you on the hot seat. So I want you to name your top 5 goalkeepers of all time. You can put yourself in the mix because I'd probably put you in the mix as well. So let's start with number 5 and then work your way up to maybe the best goalkeeper ever from past or present.
Yeah, it's always a lot of people ask that question, and sometimes your opinion changes everything, but not in any particular order. I would say Buffon.
Of course.
He was quality in Italy, of course. Because of him, I needed to leave Juventus and went to Fulham. But he did amazing also on the later stage of his career. Um, I had a lot of respect for Iker Casillas. Maybe not the best technique or something, but he was the way that he played for so long for Real Madrid, the trophies that he won, the quality that he showed, also for Spain. He's been tremendous for the national team. So on that part, I put him in, maybe at 4. Manuel Neuer, I particularly like the style. Also, I like to go outside the box, and sometimes I was like a sweeper keeper, maybe 20 meters, 30 meters, but he is so like 45 meters, and sometimes he's on the halfway line, placing balls somewhere. So think the calmness and the reaction save that he has, it's been great. That's 3, yeah. You want 2 more?
You can put yourself in it. You can put
No,
yourself
Please
at
do.
1. I know you said in
Please
no
do.
particular order, but I would
Don't be
probably put you
humble.
top 2.
Don't be too
Yeah.
humble.
Throw it in the mix.
Courtois I like also. It's a little bit similar my height. Maybe not as elegant as some of the other goalkeepers, but efficient. And that's what you want from a goalkeeper. Reliable, efficient, knows what he do. And if a ball comes through, there's quality behind you. So I think for Madrid, they are very happy and lucky to have a goalkeeper like him in their start lineup.
One question that I have for you, as you speak of, there's a few goalkeepers here that you mentioned maybe not having the best or the prettiest technique, but a conversation I've heard a lot all throughout my years of being a football fan from pros is that there is a technique to saving penalties specifically. I think that it's all luck. I don't think that there's a specific way of there's like a
Thank you.
specific
He's shaking
technique
his head at you.
of saving penalties. So can you kind of debunk that myth for me or prove me wrong right now? Is there a technique to saving penalties, or is it just luck?
Listen, I wasn't that great, especially the first, let's say, 10 years of my career. I lost more penalty shootouts than I won. And that costed me, let's say, a final in a World Cup or Euros. And
Okay.
of course, it depends also on your fellow players to score the penalties. But it's sometimes it's not luck. I think nowadays you have so much data, all the video inputs that you can get, and of course, at the end you have to try to make the penalty taker nervous. But they're so well trained nowadays, so it's almost impossible to. And also the referees, they are really on the case of the goalkeepers. In the past, I know if you remember maybe how Jerzy Dudek saved in the Champions League final, Liverpool against Milan, he saved a penalty. And I think he was on 4 meters out of his line.
Yeah.
So nowadays, referees and VAR doesn't really like goalkeepers, so they punish them all the time when you leave a little bit early from the line or you move too early away. But it's I've read a very interesting book last year of a professor, a Norwegian professor, about the art of taking penalties and saving penalties. What you need to do, which aspects are there, and you see it more and more that players are taking more time. Let's say when the whistle from the referee go. In the past, they ran and tried to kick the ball as quickly or as hard as possible to get it out of the way. And nowadays you see them wait 6-7 seconds. Taking a breath, do it on their own pace on when they want to take the penalty. So it's getting more and more an art than just a game of luck.
I wish so badly we could have a whole episode where we bring up controversial penalties and have your take on it, because it's been so prevalent with
Atletico
VAR,
Madrid.
right?
Yes.
Right? But last question. Obviously, we're covering the Club World Cup, and we want to know, who do you favor to make it to the top and take the trophy home?
Yeah, of course, it's going to be an interesting. I've worked in my role I had with Ajax and also at the ECA. I worked a lot trying to get the Club World Cup up and running, and it's great that it's coming to America. 32 teams. Of course, maybe the European teams are let's say the better players are playing in Europe. And of course, I know in the US, football is getting hot. South America, it's always great. Brazilian teams, Central America, delivering good teams. So I think if let's say Madrid and maybe I say Paris Saint-Germain, I was really impressed the 2 games they had against Liverpool. The way at home when they say unlucky lost in the last minute, but also the game they run the luck a little bit at Anfield a couple of weeks ago. But they are proving and looking more like a team that can win a major trophy also.
Edwin, I have to ask you because these two always show up. They're dressed to impress. They have the best jerseys, the best flair. I'm always just plain Jane. What is you? Do you have some jerseys around there? Like, what is your most favorite jersey that you have? Or because we saw a couple before we started to air.
Yeah,
here.
no, yeah, the one behind here about my shoulder is my my Champions League jersey from '95. So that's about almost 30 years old with my gloves.
Is that
So that's
the one? Is that the
special
one that you're
memory for-
sending to me? That's the one. we could talk about it after. It's okay. We can do it off
Let's
camera.
talk about the fee first for the next episode. Yeah, send you one of the
Okay.
jerseys.
Fair enough.
No, yeah, I've been responsible also for the marketing at Ajax, and we had a couple of great collaboration with Adidas, and I think the one that really sets out, like of course Ajax is red through the middle, white, but the one that set out is I think the
Oh, we got it on the side.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
for what I really was an amazing shirt, like the Bob Marley one that we
Yeah.
Woo!
Sick.
But
That is
I know my
nice.
Jamaicans are gonna love this one. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, so cool.
So yeah, this for us it was like the Three Little Birds
Yes, sir.
jersey. Our fans, the Ajax fans, they all sang this song just halftime when the halftime is finished, when the players come out, and then it's about a thing now for like 13, 14 years. So it has been an incredible hit for ourselves and also for soccer fans all over the world. And I remember myself that year I was in Miami on holiday with Christmas. And in the shopping street, there were a couple of sports shops. So some was really, only jerseys. And I walked in, and as I saw the Ajax jersey there, I said, "Listen, you have the Bob Marley one also." Oh man, that one was out in a couple of days. And
Yeah.
and by the way, you look familiar. Are you Edwin van der Sar?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa! So it was.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was great, and that brought a lot of interest in the club and Bob Marley. So it was a nice combination with Adidas, Ajax, and the family of Marley.
Oh, I love that.
Listen, man, absolute legend, Edwin. We appreciate your time so much. And stop by anytime. We can talk for hours.
Come
if
to
you're
New
willing
York.
to. Yes,
Make
come
the trip
through.
across the pond.
Yeah, come do a live show with us.
New York sounds nice, of course. So at the moment I'm taking some time off of work, so I'm traveling a lot. So maybe hook up later in the year when you do a show.
Yeah, let's make
Beautiful.
it
We
happen.
love it.
Fingers.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.